RELL Seas Movie 2 has finally arrived, and the amount of content is insane. The videos on every single theme shown in the movie are coming soon. But today we're talking about the whole upgraded combat and Haki systems. Let's start by saying that the combat systems have changed a lot, and the movie is showing many improvements. RELL Brothers said that there is a learning curve to combat mechanics, which means you will be learning more skills and techniques throughout your progression journey, and the combat will become more complex with time. Firstly, the new M1s for fighting styles and all weapons are remade, and animations look cleaner and have no keyframe restrictions anymore. That makes you able to control the speed of your M1s and still have decent animations. A new game mechanic named Grab Throw was introduced, and it's basically a result of RELL Seas and Hollywood X working together, because the last one introduced this mechanic a while ago. In a Movie 2 discussion session, RELL Brothers said,
"Hey, anything that Hollywood X has, we're gonna have it, but better."
By the way, a video about Movie 2 discussion session sum up is coming out soon on my channel, so get ready to hear some interesting peeks. Now going back to combat, in order to use the Grab Throw, you will have to press strong attack and M1 at the same time. The throw is directional, and you can throw your enemy at someone else. It will probably knock them back and deal some damage. It may be helpful against teamers, and possibly also against some NPC fighting missions. Another thing they mentioned was a slight change in a strong attack. If you remain on the ground and use it, the attack will be horizontal. If you jump and use strong attack, it will become directional, and you will be able to operate it in the air. It's now a block breaker. However, the physics for the strong attack have been remade. It now slows down towards the end, which makes it easier to parry. And overall, the parrying system has been worked on, and now the game can be definitely named parry-based. Next thing they mentioned was the new animation for a vertical down tilt. It looks cleaner now and seems to be faster. It was coded just a few days ago, and the sound effects for it aren't added yet, but the overall quality is really good. Another thing they talked about was dashing system. The left and right dashes have a joint cooldown, but it's separate from the front and back dashes joint cooldown. This system is similar to the strongest Battlegrounds dashing. And finally, one of the most crucial changes, which has upset many people, but I actually think makes the game better, is a reduction of amount of Geppo jumps from 8 to 3. It makes the game more balanced and doesn't let anyone air camp all the time. Now, let's move on to the potential system. It's a completely new mechanic which lets you learn and choose different combat skills in order to build your own combat system. You will be able to learn these skills from the 40 NPC crews in the game, which we will talk about in another video. But you can also get these skills as a drop from in-game events, dungeons, and boss fights. You can equip up to 3 skills per time, which is pretty fair. And the best thing about this system is that it adds a lot of diversity to combat. If you get to fight a player, you don't know what skills he has equipped, and along the fight you learn his attack patterns and know how to counter them. For each player, you will have to change your combat system in order to defeat them, which is actually very close to the original one-piece fights. There are 3 types of skills you can have. Those types are tactic, which mainly refers to parrying and blocking, agile, which refers to dashing and movement skills, and fierce, which refers to strong attack and M1s. For now, we've seen 5 tactic skills, 5 fierce skills, and 9 agile skills. RELL Brothers may have not finished this system yet, and there will be more skills, like 10 of each type. But if not, it'd be fine, because even this is enough to be perfect. Let's now go over every shown skill and discuss it. The first skill we get to see is Ronaldo Trip. That's right, you get to slide and trip your enemies. And I love how RELL Bros make all that stuff with humor. The next skill is a Flash Dash, which is basically another name for Soru. It looks pretty decent and lasts fairly long. Then we've got the Faster Punch. It's a stronger and version of Strong Attack. It increases the speed and range of the attack. Next up is the M1 God. It's an M1 combo finisher, which sends your enemy up in the air, and then you kick him down, dealing some additional damage. And the last skill is called Sir Pitcher. For now, it's my favorite one. After you do a grab throw, you can use your Geppo to jump up to your enemy and kick him one more time, and of course, it's also directional. And now we can finally get to the sweet part, which everyone has been waiting for, the Haki Systems. We still haven't gotten the information on how to get Haki, but the devs said that getting and mastering it will be the hardest thing in the game. And for everyone, the way of obtaining it will be different. You won't spawn in the game with Haki, nor will you be able to get Haki in early game. It will be obtainable rather somewhere in the middle of your character development, or even a bit close to the end. The Haki is going to be the ultimate best power in the game, and no devil fruits will be able to beat it. So mastering Haki is a main thing everyone will have to do. When you learn Haki, you will get this stat point window, and we can see that all three Haki powers are here: Armament, Observation, and Conqueror's Haki. You will be able to put stats in them, and most likely, the more stats you put in a certain Haki type, the more skills will be available for you to unlock. The skills will most likely be also obtainable from 40 crews, events, boss fights, and dungeons. But you will also need a certain amount of stat points in that Haki type to be able to use it. And the more stats you put, the stronger the Haki will be. The first Haki the movie shows us is the Armament Haki. It's going to be fully customizable and will look really good. It won't be just a dark, glowy brick covering your body. You will be able to change its positions, covering certain parts or even your whole body, change edge pattern colors and even edge pattern designs. There are many different designs, and they will add even more. So now, let's go over all the Haki skills. You will be able to have 6 skills equipped at the same time, which is pretty good. For now, there are 6 Observation Haki skills, 6 Armament Haki skills, and 5 Conqueror's Haki skills. Let's go over some observation skills that were shown in the movie. The names of these skills are kind of meaningless, and I won't bother to read them, but I will show them on the screen so you can see them. The first one gives you an ability to dodge attacks 8 times in a row. It's the most common observation Haki skill that every game has. However, the dodges themselves look much better than in most Roblox One Piece games. The next one lets you sense presence of all living creatures nearby. Everyone's outlined in white, and the screen itself gets a bit less saturated. This one is an extension of the previous skill, and with it you can see the opponent's health, energy, evade and parry bars, as well as equipped weapons, fruits, and tools. Now, the next one is kind of mixed between observation and armament Haki, because instead of evade dashing, the user grabs his enemy and punches him with a Haki-infused fist. And another Haki mix makes the final M1 turn into a strong Haki-infused punch with a large knockback. Now let's see some Conqueror's Haki skills. If you get knocked out while having this skill equipped, you will blast an AoE Conqueror's Haki wave, which will disable nearby enemies' movements, so you will be able to recover, and they won't grip you. The next one is a cold-blooded Conqueror's slow motion walk. It immerses strong waves of your will and stunts everyone, turns off modes, and puts everyone's ki on global cooldown, whatever that means. And the last one, and possibly the most hard one to master, is the Wi-Fi Haki. It exerts your will in a lightning form and immobilizes nearby enemies. It also reduces enemies' defense by 15%. And if he is in a zone transformation, it knocks it off. I really, haha, got it? Really hope that this video was helpful. I tried my best to make a clear explanation of combat and Haki systems. If the video was helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. See ya!